Hey, everybody. Welcome to The Experience, live with Russ Scott.
Welcome to The Experience, live with Russ and Scott.
Join us every Wednesday at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Special thank you to our sponsors, Brew Coffee and Tap House in Independence, Oregon on Main Street. For more information, call 503-837-0279. And Realistic Replicas by Brian. For more information, go to replicas.com. And finally, the AG Better Network and Christine Smith. For more information, go to agbetternetwork.com. Hey, Scott. Good morning. Welcome, everybody. I got no voice all of a sudden. Whoa. Welcome to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott, everyone. Still trying to find my voice. Need some water. But it's so great to be here, as always, with you, Scott. How are you doing?
Oh, it's great. I love our time in the morning with Shri, where we're over on Instagram and Instagram only for backstage as we're getting ready for this show and talking about things coming up and just kind of learning from Shri about video tips. And so I encourage everybody. That's a great way to start.
It is. It's a great way to start your day. We have so much fun, and everybody gets to watch us prep for this show and listen to Shri give you amazing tips, and we give you a little bit of wisdom. And most of all, we just have a really good time. Yeah! Sometimes we bring Kermie with us even. So there you go. But so Scott, you know what? Wednesday is always a fabulous day. Mm-hmm. And I love what we got going with the experience and the experience backstage, but we got something new coming up. You want to give everybody a preview on that?
Yeah, the Experience Live is moving local. So we'll have the Experience Local live with Russ and Scott. That's starting in March, another weekly broadcast, which will be live on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, of course. So that's a lot of the same stuff, but that audio is then going to be broadcast at 6 p.m. that night on KWIL radio. And we're talking to local businesses, business owners, leaders in the community about their faith, business, their family, how it all integrates. And it's a great show.
I know. I'm so excited about it because, the theme is believers in business, and really the dynamic between your faith, your business, your family, all of that, with so many people that people know. And we want to encourage all of you, because this live streams at 9 a.m. on Mondays all over the world. We want to encourage you. What a friend told me is to think local, act globally, right? Mm-hmm. We can do so many things globally, but we need to not forget our local, whatever your local environment is. And so this show will focus on that, but it's also to encourage you to do the same in your local area. It's going to be a great time. We already have sponsors lined up for a couple months. We've got guests lined up for over a couple months. Everybody jumped in and was so excited about it. So we are just really, really looking forward to that. But that is in addition to the show. Just FYI, everybody, we're not going anywhere.
Right. The Experience Live with Russ and Scott on Wednesdays will still be here with some fabulous guests.
My goodness.
Me and Christine.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Two amazing ladies. I'm telling you, we brought them on to make us look good because they are doing some amazing things. And my chat with both of them was just crazy good. I mean, I've been able to have a nice chat with Amy and a couple with Christine, and learning so much what they've got going on. So we're going to let them do that. We just want to remind you that we are here every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Don't forget, it sits on those platforms for infinity and beyond. You can continue to watch those to your heart's delight, share them with your friends, do all that kind of stuff. And we would love if you would do that. Also, it becomes an audio podcast after that. So iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, whatever you like to listen to that on, please take advantage of that as well, because that happens every week. And we'd love for you to be part of our YouTube community. Right there it is. You just go to the experience.video. Experience.video. Trying to build our community. So right now, go to a separate tab, open it, click on the experience.video and subscribe today. We would love to have you as part of that. That would be so awesome. And share the show out today. Get out there and let your friends know, hey, you know what? Russ and Scott are on, and Christine and Amy are here, and you don't want to miss it. So share, and tag your friends. And with that, I think we should get our guests in. Scott, what do you think?
Yeah, let's do it. I just put also, if you go to local.theexperience.video, that'll take you to a little landing page, and you can get all of the shows that are going on. Marketing with Russ Reels, The Experience Live with Russ and Scott, my Amazon Live broadcasts, as well as the brand new, soon to be released, the Experience Local. The Experience Local. And I just want to throw out there real quickly too to folks that we do have sponsors for the show. You get a ton of value for this. You get lots of social media exposure. You get the live broadcasts. Plus you get radio broadcasting at a price that you just can't get. So our sponsorship is full, but we do have a waiting list. Contact Russ, contact myself if you're interested in being a sponsor for the Experience Local.
Yes, we would love to have you as part of that. And a lot of people are saying, well, you know what? If you're doing it at 9 a.m. live and it doesn't broadcast on the radio till 6 p.m., what if I want to listen to it live on my local radio station? You can go to their Facebook page. They're streaming it live on their, or we're streaming it live on their Facebook page. So you can hear it live through the radio station and through our pages. Then you can listen to it on live radio at 6 p.m. So with that, we're going to get this show started. I think we need to get Christine in the room. She is just incredible, the things she's doing. Let her tell you all about it. Good morning, Christine.
Good morning. I love infinity and beyond.
That was just a wonderful phrase they came up with.
True story.
I know. I just thought of that all by myself. You know, it is great. I figure why recreate things when people have come up with these amazing things, right?
True
so
story.
We just love that. So Christine, listen, thank you so much for being here today. You know, I feel you and I have met a couple times and chatted, and I feel like we've known each other forever. And it's only been like a month or two, but you're amazing. All the things you're doing. Give everybody a little snapshot. Who is Christine and what are you up to?
Thank you. Yes, it does feel like we've been friends forever, and it is through the power of friends that we actually met. A couple of different intersection points. And I am a business mentor. I actually have this real passion to help small businesses actually connect to the impact they want to make locally and globally. And I think too many are struggling. Too many don't know where to find their next buyer. Too many don't know what to say to work, collaborate, and create results. And I am on a mission to help change that, because business can be elegantly simple. It is not effortless, but small businesses changes our communities, it changes our families, it changes how we show up in the world. And it is the thing that will help us create new leaders, which the world is so needing as we navigate some really unique times.
Yeah. I think that it is some very, very unique times with the things going on. And I love that you allude to that. And we're going to bring in our next guest, and then we're all just going to have a great discussion this morning. But Amy Morin is an amazing individual. Welcome, Amy.
Thank you so much. It's so great to be here. I'm calling in from sunny Tucson, which is probably very different than, is it raining in Salem this morning?
It was raining a little bit. Yep. I was a little wet. I had my morning exercise and walk with my dog this morning. I have a trusty beagle, and she goes with me every morning, and we were a little wet when we came back.
Well,
that's in Oregon, though.
Yeah,
well, you
absolutely.
know, I'm born and raised in Oregon, and so when people say, "Hey, be careful, it's raining," I'm like, I've been here my whole life. It's not a big deal. It's raining. I'm used to it. So
right, yeah.
Anyway, Amy, you are also doing amazing things. Give everybody a little snapshot of who is Amy and what are you up to?
Yes, so thank you. I am a business coach, and my passion is helping business owners increase the value of their business. And so I do that several different ways. Some of it's through EOS implementation, and some of it's just through teaching them. Because I'm also a CEPA advisor. CEPA stands for a Certified Exit Planning Advisor, and my role there is really not to say, "Hey, by the way, you need to sell your business." But at some point, everybody's going to exit their business, right? At some point, either through an exit that they plan or unplan. And so my whole entire mission, having sold two businesses, is to make sure they're ready for that and that they can harvest as much value as they can in their business. And so we work on several different things to do that.
And I don't want you to gloss over EOS too quickly, because a lot of people don't know what that is, EOS. But I'll just help you. If you go out and you look, I want you to share some information. But that process is a true process. This is not just someone winging it. There's some research, there's some effort that have gone in to make this. So can you expand a little bit on what that is?
Sure, absolutely. Thank you. So EOS actually stands for the Entrepreneurial Operating System, and it's a way to run and operate your business. So I'll piggyback just a little bit on CEPA, right? A business in general. 80% of the value of our business is held in intangible assets that you really can't put on a balance sheet. And one of those assets, several of those assets, are your human capital, which is the people in your company, as well as your customers, as well as the structure of your company. And EOS helps to lift all of those up, put them on a system that's running consistently with a great cadence, creating focus, discipline, and accountability. So it's not a system like a DOS system, it's a human energy system in your company.
Yeah, that is so amazing. I think that, I was thinking about both of you and how, you are really all about people and trying to help them through these situations. And Christine, I think one thing that was really energizing me with you is just your passion, and, all that you're doing. Tell us a little bit more about, how you're helping people out.
I always said business is elegantly simple. And I think so often when we come into the world of entrepreneurship or small business ownership, we don't have the business foundations. And maybe we have good networks, we have some early momentum, but at some point we wonder, what have we created? And sometimes that's a good conversation. Sometimes that creates panic. So I work with my clients on building three foundations. First off, it is that I call them non-negotiables of every business on the planet. You have to be able to know who is your next buyer and how do you get them moving? Because business is about momentum and moving people towards the results they're looking for. And then often we go so quickly into tactics that we forget we need a roadmap in the first place. And that can be really important. And I like to spend some time with my clients saying we have to have a marketing strategy in place. We have to have a predictable way to move somebody from curiosity to paid client. And then the reason we exist as human beings and as business owners is to create value for the planet. And that is really important about owning our value, presenting our value, leading our value. Because when we do that, we create the ripples and we see momentum and we see movement. And so I always tell my clients, you have to have a roadmap, you have to have foundations. And when you do, everything becomes possible. That creativity you're seeking to execute and live comes to life once you have solid foundations. And it doesn't matter whether you're just growing and trying to figure this out or whether you're already an established business, at some point you feel disconnected, but those foundations will help you reconnect. And I said, as a business owner, you get to be the person who lights the fire, but you don't have to be your only fuel source.
I love that.
Right.
This is, we talk about the strategic, right? The long-term vision, the tactical, right? The things that you're doing in the next year to 3 years, and then the operational. And most business owners spend the majority of their time on that operational side, right? Every day it's task. But it's the strategic that if you get wrong, you've already lost your business, right?
100%.
And the first thing that I start with is to ask people about your business. What would the world be missing if my business didn't exist? Right. And if it's nothing, then go do something else.
Well, and business is a vehicle. And I think sometimes that's what we forget. We think the business is the thing. And I
Mhm.
said, business is actually the vehicle. It's the vehicle
That's
to
right.
create life. It's the vehicle to create friendships. It's the vehicle for everything else. And I said, if you don't know where you're driving, and I said, it doesn't matter whether you have the GPS, the old school maps, or you're a person destined by stars or a higher power. What matters is you know why you want to go there. And remember that this is a collaborative effort. And if you want to exit your business, as Amy said, you have to know what value you're creating.
Yeah. You know, I love so many points you brought up in there that just like totally tap into what I'm all about. You know, connecting with people and building relationship but knowing why, what your purpose is in life and where you're going with your business. We're talking about roadmaps. We're talking about momentum. When you have a strong purpose and foundation in all that you're doing, and I can tell you right off the bat, I mean, I am a strong believer. I have a strong foundation in God, but I also have a strong foundation in community. And I build through connection and community building to build my business, because I'm a firm believer what Zig Ziglar says, that you build the people and then the people build your business. And I have a definite roadmap to where I'm going. And Amy, I know you're all about people too. That's what I love about both of you, because really no matter what we're doing, we're in the people business.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah. So when I work with companies, we get that vision really clear, right? EOS focuses on vision, traction, traction, healthy. And we answer 8 questions. So here you are, a business owner with your leadership team. What are your core values? What's your vision for the organization? What's the foundation? And, what's your core focus? What is your why? What's your purpose, passion, or mission? And so the big thing there that Christine kind of piggybacking on what Christine had to say, which is you need to share that vision. And I say to my business owners all the time, like, whoever gets in a taxi and doesn't say where they're going. Yet as a business owner, we are very willing to have all these people in our organization and never tell them what the long-term 10-year, core target is, where we're going. So share the vision, right? Get people on board. Help create a company that is definitely more than just you.
No, I completely agree with that. Christine, kick that away, because I know that you're all about that too.
I think people will get really overwhelmed by the state of the world, and especially in the rise of AI, especially for small business, because this seems like, can I just not play there? And the answer is no, you can't not play there if you want to be here long term. And yet the number one thing that you need to remember as a business and the world of AI as it relates to business is AI looks backwards. It takes existing stuff and it starts to interpret it. But the big humanness of the world we're in today is that you're helping predict certainty and build connection, collaboration, and community around something that hasn't yet happened. And I think the biggest asset you have is your humanity and your ability to recognize, I'm a work in progress. I am heading in this direction. We're going to figure it out and start to recognize that this is human capital. And in the world of AI, I know right now, there's a big swing, and I'm certainly on a very big mission to change this. Don't lose the human in your business. In the quest to automate, process, and take an easy route. Business leadership is a choice. It's a responsibility. And when you make that choice, you say, I care for people. And that means also I care for myself, which means take care of yourself. And choose wisely the people you choose to play with. But this should be a playful journey.
Your comment about AI, just in that it's backward looking, it just reminds me of financial accounting. And not so my undergraduate is in business and finance, but it is the non-accounting side of finance, because the way I looked at it, and I don't want to jump on our accountant friends, but it is recreating the past, right? But you need that information to be able to project out into the future and do some activity-based planning. But the comment that I love to bring up and share is from Alice in Wonderland when he's talking to the Cheshire Cat. And Alice asked, "Would you please tell me which way I have to go from here?" And he says, "Well, it depends a good deal on where you want to get," said the cat. "I don't care
Yeah.
much where," said Alice. "Well, then it doesn't matter which way you go," said the cat.
Well, and strategy is iterative, and I think that's why we skip it, because we want the certainty of a strategic plan, which is an oxymoron because it's like the packing list when you first haven't got the map. It's out of sequence. But if you think of strategy as iterative, it is very uncertain by its nature, but it's where do we want to play? How do we want to play there? What makes us unique to play there? What capabilities and capacities do we need today and tomorrow and in the future to be successful, to win, which means to create value? Then it shouldn't be optional. And that's why I think one of the challenges why businesses struggle right now is they forget that you've got to know where you want to go. You've got to think, and you've got to recognize this is fluid.
Right.
Yeah,
And I think
and-
go ahead,
Go
Amy.
ahead, Russ.
Yeah.
A great way to deal with that, right, is to check in every single 90 days. Hey, how are we doing on our strategic plan? Are we still on the same direction, right? Bringing your head up from the day-to-day operation of the business.
Yeah.
Well,
And
this is where I first learned about EOS. Was a friend of mine. He's president of a big HVAC company in Dallas, Fort Worth area. And he was telling me about their quarterly meetings with their EOS consultant. And that's when I first started looking into it. And I go, oh my gosh, this is powerful. And I'm watching what this company is doing. And I will tell you that they're making great strides and growing the business in a controlled manner because of the coaching they're receiving.
Yeah, because they're recalibrating every single 90 days, right? They, as a leadership team, are saying, hey, this is what we set out to do. Are we still on the same path? Do we need to make adjustments? Because that's part of the roadmap too, right? The roadmap is not just A to B to C. Oh, hey, we need to take this detour and go A to E, maybe come back to B because there's something else that needs our attention this 90 days. So it's a great opportunity to stay on the same page and recalibrate.
Right. I love that, because keeping your eye on the ball and continuing to see where you're actually moving, because you have all these goals and dreams and directions you want to go. But then if you're getting off track and not paying attention, then everybody falls asleep at the wheel. And Christine, I think that one thing you talked about with momentum, I think with a team that's engaged and working together and continually keeping an eye on things and refining and improving and moving in a great direction is more energized and more motivated with all they're doing, right?
It brings certainty. It brings certainty to the team. And one of the things we're all seeking is certainty. And it is one of the fundamental things we seek. And when you have clear strategy, when you have regular recalibrations, when you live and embody the vision day to day, guess what? Decisions happen quickly because you all have a frame of reference and you're all heading in the same direction. And I always say basic science geeks, because we started with infinity and beyond, is an object in motion stays in motion more easily than starting over. And I think when I first was invited and repeatedly invited to be a business mentor to my peers, because that wasn't my first goal, I was just going to be a great entrepreneur. I realized what they were doing was the hokey pokey. 1 foot in, 1 foot out, hard to make decisions, go full sprint and then fall apart. And I said, if you just could commit to the foundations and you could establish and spend some time answering some very, very basic questions, which require a lot of thought and clarity, because the simple question you need to ask around any strategy is, sounds good. Is it true? And then when you are doing those check-ins, you're asking, are we making decisions based on this? And if not, we need to have that real courageous conversation that says something is awry and either the strategy needs to adjust or we are not singing from our same song sheet. And that's a missed opportunity. And I think if we think any other way is going to help us get there, we are making this very challenging on the runway.
Singing from the wrong song sheet is not good either.
Exactly.
Not if you're off key and not even on the right.
If you're a solo entrepreneur, if you're a solo entrepreneur, if you're a small business, if you're a big business, if you're leading a department, I'll just tell you, everybody needs a coach. Every business needs a coach, and get them to help you take a look at the business and look at the strategy. If you get the strategy right, when bumps come in the road, you're okay because you have a long-term destination. And so the businesses that had a strategy woke up March 4 years ago and were told, oh, your business is non-essential and just stay at home, shelter in place. The businesses that didn't have a strategy didn't know what to do, and they failed. But those with strategy, they negotiated it because they had a long-term direction.
They also know
No.
how they could win. And that's the thing that's fluid. It's how do we know how to win? And I mean win is, mutual win. And when we think about who we are, what we stand for, what makes us awesome, what's the ripple effect we want to cast, you can navigate anything. And I tell my clients, I'm not under the illusion that you won't wobble. I'm a thinking partner in your corner who everything is on the table. And so I have zero interest in being, there's no hide anything. But at the same time, what happens is I want you to feel in control of the wobble so that you are making good decisions around something you chose.
Right.
Yeah,
I think it's learning how to navigate through the wobbles, right, Amy? It's ability to navigate through that, and not only to know how to win, but like you said, evaluating, are we winning?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right, Amy?
Hitting the ceiling or wobbling in a business is natural, right? That's gonna happen. And I tell my clients, congratulations. I love it when you hit the ceiling because now you have the tools in place to grow, right? You want to be growing. If you're not hitting ceilings, you're not growing. So let's grow together. It's great.
Completely. Yeah, I love that. I love that. Well, you know what? Being the responsible host and looking at the clock right now, I got to start the wind up period here. So you both are amazing. We could have 2 or 3 or 4 of these shows because so much amazing content. But for today, what I would like is for you to give us your gold nugget, kind of wrap up your thoughts of the day and what you want people really to remember from today's conversation. And how do people get in touch with you? Because if it's me, I'm connecting with both of you right after the show. So let's start with you, Amy. Go ahead.
So my nugget is embrace the challenge of business. You've worked so hard to be a business owner. You've got all this locked up in it. Like, create some freedom, right? Contact me, contact Christine. You need some freedom in your business, and you deserve that. So we'll help you navigate through that. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can send me an email, amy.morin@eosworldwide.com. But I'm on LinkedIn, so that's an easy way to find me.
Well, and that just magically appeared below you. And everybody remember, it's in the comments and the show notes. All you got to do is click on it, go straight to Amy or Christine today, and you're going to want to have more conversations with the two of them. So Christine, you're up next.
I would say decide what's your non-negotiable, and that is that you're choosing to be in business. And when you do that, then realize you've lit your own fire, but you don't have to be your only fuel source. Collaborate, connect, seek support, guidance from people who've been where you want to go. It will help you navigate the journey, and it will honestly bring the fun back into this, because if we're not having fun as business owners, we're not setting the examples that we should. And we certainly have the capacity and capability to do. You can connect me, ChristineCampbellRapin.com. I'd love to have a conversation. What is your dream? How do we help you get there? Because business is simpler than you're probably making it today. I'd bet my bottom dollar.
All right. That is so awesome. And, I think what you said is so important. I think if you're not having fun and enjoying what you're doing, it's a huge red flag. Because you're not aligned with what you're really doing, because you're not enjoying what you're doing. So something is off, something is wrong. And I think that when we find that rhythm, it doesn't mean that life is perfect all the time, because like we said, we get out of balance. We, things ebb and flow. We have good and bad. But all in all, you love what you're doing and you're passionate about it. That's when you've really tuned in to what God has created you to do. And I just think that's both. And obviously the two of you have done that. So appreciate that so much. And we're going to say goodbye to you two for the morning, but hang tight. We're going to send you to the green room. We'll be right there because we'd love to wrap up with you after the show. But thanks so much for being here today and adding value.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Whoa, we're huge.
Well, there we are.
Woo! There we go. Okay. Who's that producer of this show? Come on, get
Yeah,
that
who
right.
is putting this together? Well, I tell you, just a fabulous discussion. And just to follow up on that, quick promo. So the book, Freeze in Action in the Face of Business Crisis, I'll be on BizNet Sparks tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time, so 1 p.m. over there on the East Coast. And we will learn, I get to share about dealing with business crisis, getting prepared. A lot of it is the strategy. So we look at 2 restaurants, a camera shop, and Muhammad Ali. So you also be able to download a workbook. So we got the workbook where we talk about your purpose, vision, and strategy, and making sure that you spend time at that top level and be prepared. So join us at BizNet Sparks tomorrow. If you go to my LinkedIn profile, you'll be able to find the link to register. It's free. It's a Zoom meeting tomorrow.
I want to tell everybody, if you are not connected and not getting some wisdom and guidance from D. Scott Smith, you are missing out on life. He has been such an impactful friend and mentor to me, and coached me through many situations. And Scott, I appreciate you so much.
Very kind.
I am constantly learning. I just listen to you every week on the show and I learn stuff. So there we go. But no, I appreciate you so much. And we appreciate everybody being here. We're here every Wednesday at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for your listening and viewing pleasure. Don't forget, as Christine loved this, it stays on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube for infinity and beyond. You can keep sharing it. You can keep spreading the love, right? And then if you don't have time to watch it, go to your favorite podcast platform and listen on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, whatever you love to listen on. It's there as well. And look for the new show coming up in March, the first Monday in March. It'll be 9 a.m. Monday live streaming on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. So amazing, so amazing. And then it'll broadcast on local radio, KWIL 790 for all of you local peeps in the Mid-Valley. We would love for you to tune in there. And I'm telling you, I am just super stoked about all this going on, Scott, but I'm just glad that you're my friend.
Well, that's very kind. Russ, I just love hanging out with you. I'm glad that we get to do this more often now, and not just on one Wednesday a week, but we get to do it twice a week now. And so it's going to be
I think some people think we're crazy, Scott, but you know what? I think both of us have a passion. We are crazy, and we have a passion for spreading just goodness and positivity and wisdom and value to people, because I think there's a lot in that. You know, so many people spend so much time just watching the television, like brain numb. And you know what? Let's be honest. Probably we all need a teeny bit of that just to like tune out for an hour. But just think of how much video time you could gain knowledge and wisdom just by binging the experience live with Russ and Scott, or your favorite live stream that's out there. Because I'm telling you, it is, there's so many great people, and Christine and Amy today, amazing. I mean, just amazing what they're all about. So thankful for that. Remember, we'll be here next Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And before that, on the Experience Backstage with our good friend Shree, who makes Scott and I look good. That's at 6:30 a.m. on Instagram only. And I tell you, till then, I just pray that you all have a great day and a great life, and enjoy
the experience.
Woohoo!
Thanks for tuning in to The Experience live with Russ and Scott. If you enjoyed today's show, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or subscribe on YouTube. See you next time.